hanging in there. You guys are fucking amazing. You guys have been amazing so far. Keep it up. This next set is gonna be a bit of a longer set, but I promise he's fucking worth it. This guy's amazing. Please give it up for coming all the way from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Give it up for Khurum Sheikh, everybody.
Thank you. It's funny, Don was mentioning about same-sex marriage and stuff, but Ohio being the center of the politics here of the swing state, are you good with same-sex marriage?
Yeah.
So sure. Okay. Because correct me if I'm wrong. Who's married here? Who's married? Well, okay. Isn't marriage all about the same sex? Night after night after night after night after night. I endorse different sex marriage. I did that 2 times. Thus I'm twice divorced. But Ohio was the center, though, right? Are you glad that damn presidential election's over? You guys were getting all the calls and stuff, from what I understand. Did you all vote, though? Did you vote? Did you? Okay, did you give them these I voted stickers? Yeah. So I wear mine year-round. I didn't even vote. I wear it so it looks like I'm a U.S. citizen. I knew you'd get that here in Sylvania. Actually, I'm going to go to Arizona and sell these. I'm not kidding. Who needs one? Anybody need one? Usually they need them in Arizona, or usually they need them back in the kitchen. Oh yeah, I made that up. There's no Hispanics in the kitchen. Paula Dean said that would kill. But actually, I am a U.S. citizen, but I was born in Pakistan. Thank you for that warm response. Was 7 years old when we first learned we were coming to America. The only thing I knew about America was how rich it was. So I imagined there'd be golden streets everywhere, rubies, diamonds. We landed in Detroit. In 1968, right after riots. I'm like, they've done a bait and switch on my ass. 18 hours on an airplane, I'm in Afghanistan. And of course, now when I travel, you can imagine they thoroughly search me. It's the point now I'm going to fly anywhere. Only thing over the airport is a thong. And I'm cocky about it. I'll be like, yeah, go ahead, look for my weapon of mass destruction. They just wave me through there like, you ain't hurting anyone with that. They remind me of that saying, once you've had a pack, you'll probably go back. So, but I saw on the internet, they actually have this pump, makes your private area bigger. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's a guaranteed to add 3 inches. I'm thinking, ooh, I can double my manhood. That was a math joke. I didn't know if that worked. And then, of course, being from Pakistan, people assume I'm a Muslim because it's an Islamic state, but they pray like 5 times a day. I don't even know how to pray like that. Tim Tebow is more Muslim than me. Only prayer I know by heart is, God, I hope that test is negative. Can identify with that, huh? But let's talk about the elections. Like you said, we just got done with one. They're already talking about Hillary in 2016. Do we like that? So I can mix things. I don't know if you saw, but Monica Lewinsky just wrote a new book. I don't know if it's just because the Clintons are in the news so much and stuff. What's ironic, though, the critics are saying it sucks. And evidently the book's not very good either. And speaking of old politics, did you see Arnold Schwarzenegger? He's trying to redeem himself. He's co-sponsoring a new education bill. Co-sponsoring it with John Edwards. It's called One Child Left Behind. You're going to have immunity from leaving one child. And it's been that. So Casey Anthony's back in the news. I don't know if you saw, she filed for bankruptcy. And Hustler magazine, they reiterated they would give her $500,000 to post nude. So just curious, all these lovely ladies, would you do it for $500,000? Yes, you would? Yeah. Do it for like $1.98? Got returns of bottles. And they're actually doing a movie about her life. If you remember last year, you could go online and say, who should play Casey Anthony? They announced the winner. It's going to be Charlie Sheen. And speaking of books, movies, and stuff, did you see the lovely ladies read that 50 Shades of Grey? Do you have books here? Have you heard of it though? You know what I'm talking about? Because they're doing a movie about that now, but it's already controversial because like these movie studios like to play it safe, get an actor that has a built-in audience, so the lead female role is going to Betty White. And speaking of older days, did you see True Thing? The Octomom has a porno movie. Anybody seen that? Have an idea? Oh, did you? Because she had 11 children and she's doing a porno movie, I guess to get the same audience. Maybe National Geographic's doing a new special on the Grand Canyon. Give my notes here, all new stuff, thank you. But actually talking about the Octomom, did you see the Zimmerman trial? Are we following that at all?
Yeah.
Actually, they got the trial. There's a shooter on I-75, you remember last year, and they got him. And they were having the trial, and they said when they first arrested him, because they didn't know if he would be a mentally ill person or whatever, but they said he was very well educated. And then they said he went to Ohio State. I'm like, well, which is it? What's that now? Are you a native Ohioan? Don't worry, I'll talk real slow. I don't know my audience, I just straightened up. But are we like Miami Heat fans at all? Do we care that they won?
No.
Did you see that Birdman guy? He's got like all those tattoos and stuff. Dennis Rodman told him, tone down your look. You know it's bad then. And talk about Dennis Rodman, did you see how he went to North Korea?
Yeah.
And try to get peace? And actually the leader, he wanted him to come back and bring Viagra. So evidently it's not only their rockets that can't keep up. So they had a rocket that crashed. Speaking of Viagra and stuff, it's a hack joke on the internet, but you hear about that woman kept pestering her husband to go get those pills that'll help him get an erection. Finally he complied, came back with diet pills for her. I'm not endorsing that. Talk about diet. Anybody do that vodka diet Dr. Oz was talking about? See the special, what you do, you have vodka for breakfast, vodka for lunch, vodka for dinner, and a sensible snack of vodka during the day. I've been on it for a week. I've already lost 3 days. And let's see, you heard about that huge sinkhole that opened up devoured a man? Kim Kardashian? A visual for you. Actually, did you see how they had that baby? And Kanye West called North. Is the actual name Northwest. And Duchess Kate has a baby. I'm pretty sure she won't name him North. But it was weird because England, they've been celebrating their queen now for last year. Did you see that? Which I didn't get. I mean, I like Elton John. It seemed like a long time for... Anyway, that's why I like topical stuff, because I am having the time of my life. Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to do stand-up comedy, but it seemed too scary, right? Talking in front of strangers and stuff. So I played it safe. For the last 25 years, I have been an Ann Arbor police officer. Okay, thank you. And I mentioned I'm from Pakistan, so whatever you think of my act, chances are I gotta be the only Pakistani police officer doing stand-up comedy in Sylvania, Ohio. Thank you, got that going for me. Who looks like Johnny Mathis. I was hoping some of you would know. Young people have to Google him. And it's funny, when I first started with the Ann Arbor Police Department, it's not very diverse. It was almost all white police department. We had a handful of black officers and then me. Kind of like the diversity here. So whenever a citizen had a complaint against me, they didn't get my name, sergeant could still instantly figure it out because you'd always ask the citizen. You'd be like, well, can you describe this officer? The citizen would be like, oh yeah, it was that Puerto Rican guy. Of course, now people know where Pakistan is, right? Which isn't necessarily good for me because they learn I'm from Pakistan. They'll dislike me. Because Bin Laden was found hiding there, like I had something to do with that. Oh, we do. We like our police and fire, don't we? I'll melt that. Thank you. So it's just weird to me, though. Hate me for being Pakistani, love me for being a police officer, but it's really weird I get the complete opposite reaction at my Al-Qaeda meetings. Kid, I do not go to Al-Qaeda meetings. We chat online. Actually, it's funny, I often don't even mention police officer because it seems like half the crowd at a comedy club has just smoked marijuana. Woo! Is it going to stay about a minute? Yeah. Okay, proud of it, huh? Getting them dollar tacos. Yeah. But it's not a big deal in Ann Arbor, right? Anybody know what the fine is?
25.
Oh, you must have paid it. A lot of people say say $5, which it used to be with the hash bash and stuff. They did raise it. You're absolutely right. $25. What's ironic there, though, if you have cigarettes, possession of tobacco for someone under age 18 is a $100 fine. So literally, we get these teenagers with cigarettes, but they're pleading with us with marijuana. So just to save $75, I'll do the math. I'm from Pakistan. And a lot of people don't realize, but the breathalyzer will actually detect if you've been smoking marijuana. People think it's only alcohol, but the way the instrument can tell is if we give you the mouthpiece and you go, thank you, officer. Pretty good clue you've been smoking some weed. And then, of course, anytime you take enforcement action, people always think it's because of their race or ethnicity. It's like the other day I pulled over this gentleman before I could get his license and registration. He started screaming at me that the only reason I'm stopping was because he's Mexican. What's so unfair, he wouldn't listen to me. Honest with the truth, I had no idea he was Mexican. Only reason I stopped him, I thought he was black. Oh, come on, I'm kidding. That was not the only reason. He was with a skinny white woman. Now, you know I'm kidding. She wasn't skinny. Thank you for laughing at that. Actually, when I first started, I'd be nervous to do that. I don't want to offend anyone, but I think we're too politically correct, don't you? Yeah. It's like, have fun. It wasn't easy when I started. I'm not sure how the veteran officers did it, but they rewired my siren. So whenever I go pull somebody over, instead of usual police sound, it would go. Took me 2 weeks to learn to do that. You think it comes natural? It does not. I have to go to Dearborn. Some of you have been to Dearborn. And it's not easy when I arrest drunk drivers either. I don't know if you know the standard, but we'll arrest you at the scene, drive you to the police station. At least once a month I'll get a guy to look at me, realize he's in the back seat and I'm driving. Suddenly he thinks he's in a taxi cab. The rest of the night I gotta convince him I'm not a cab driver. He's like, hey, Abu Dhabi? Whatever your name is, could we stop at your liquor store? I do not own liquors. Okay, I got a 7-Eleven. Although I have to be honest, when I see an attractive woman, like many of the women here, I'll use the stereotypes in my favor. Tell them I'm a doctor. That's the other stereotype, right? Although that's weird because you have the stereotype we're professionals, doctors, then you have the opposite, that we're terrorists. So what I do, I combine the two. Tell them I'm a proctologist. Certain age, those are the terrorists of the medical profession. See what else I want to do. Well, one thing that's controversial is whenever we pull somebody over and they give us any kind of lip or attitude, we'll give them 2 tickets to a Lions game. Actually, talking about I went to U of M and Ann Arbor and everything. Did you see how they almost won the NCAA championship? Were we excited about that? Give a shit, huh? But Louisville was the sentimental favorite, though, wasn't it? When that one guy broke his leg. Remember when he did it? The fans, when they were watching, they were like horrified. They could barely look. For a minute, I thought they were watching a Pistons game. That's too soon. Talk about Pistons. Are we any Pistons fans here? We're close to them. I'm a big Pistons fan, but I think the reason I like them so much is because the first woman I ever had sex with looked exactly like Ben Wallace. Sentimental then. See what else? Actually, talking about sports, I always think like it's overhyped. Like I'll test you on this. Several years ago, we had what they call that wardrobe malfunction. Remember? Some people call it Nipplegate. Who was the celebrity who showed her breast?
Janet Jackson.
Okay, very good. Now, who won that Super Bowl? Yeah, Janet, exactly. Nobody can remember, right? Anybody think? It was New England, actually. That was when Tom Brady got the MVP and he started dating all these models. Married that Brazilian model. I was thinking the only model I ever had sex with, I had to put together. And it was an airplane. Hey, I was young and had a cockpit. That sticky stuff holding together, that was not super glue. Or I didn't know if these jokes would fly. But it seems like you know a little bit about Ann Arbor. Have you ever heard of the nude run? Naked mile? Did you? Okay, for those that don't know, it's the true thing, it's on the last day classes. The U of M senior students run naked through campus. I was actually policing a few years ago. We had 2 other ladies ended up in the area by mistake, and a group of frat boys ran by totally nude. One lady, she had a stroke. The other one, she kept her hands to herself. As I just try to do stuff like talk about frats and stuff, I remember, they were always playing pranks on each other, and one night fraternity called us that the frat next to him had come in late at night and stole all their toilets. That was a tough case because we had nothing to go on. We're not all going to be gyms. But one thing was funny, whenever like I get assigned as a dispatcher, would work in the communications section, but I got in trouble because I remember once Comcast called and they said they were having an issue with a customer, they wanted us to come out. So I said, all right, well, we'll be out next Thursday between 10 and 6. Must have dealt with Comcast. And it's funny, after a show, people always ask, like, are you a police officer? That's just a gag. It happens so much that I carry evidence now. So let me ask you this. If I wasn't really a police officer, would I have these? Bad example. I think these ladies up here do. Whoa, there's my nose. Well, I'll wrap up. Just a few more police things. I remember late at night I saw this one car was weaving. And so I pulled him over. I could smell the alcohol. So I told him, I said, where are you headed? And he's like, believe it or not, officer, I'm going to a lecture on the evils of alcohol. I'm like, it's 2:30 in the morning. Who's giving this lecture? He's like, oh, my wife. But one of the funnest things I did was whenever we arrested, covered drug records and stuff, but one thing was whenever we arrested prostitutes, because you got to flirt with them and stuff. But I remember there was one, she had a really short miniskirt on. She was wearing crotchless panties. She comes to me, she's like, hey, officer, you want some of this? Of course, I was professional. I said, no, I don't. She got finished. She's like, why, are you gay or something? I said, no, I just don't want any of that. I mean, look what it did to your panties. Besides, I could see her balls. I think she's from Columbus. I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I banged her. I didn't know if I knew this. People do learn police officer, especially at a bar. They always want to know if there's any way to defeat a breathalyzer test. Would you like to know?
Yeah.
Well, you can be more enthusiastic. Do you want to know?
Yeah!
All right, true thing, you can look this up. What they're doing is they're trying to measure what's called your avuncular air. That's the air deeper in your lungs. That's why they have you blow out. Keep blowing until they tell you to stop. But if you've been drinking and you do not want the alcohol to register on the instrument, what's amazing, go ahead, take a deep breath, but then right before you blow out. That's amazing how quiet you guys are. You're listening like I'm about to tell you. If I knew, would I be performing at the Sodbuster Bar on a Tuesday night? Would I be? That's my time. Thank you very much.